Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to our channel today. In this video, we'll talk about a food that we all know and that has enormous nutritional properties: eggs. Eggs are easy to cook, have proteins, and taste good. Eggs have been one of the most faithful companions for bread and coffee at breakfast. Their high content of protein and vitamins A, D, and B12 make it a food full of nutrients that specialists often recommend. They are also one of the most controversial foods in the field of diabetes. We were constantly hearing that eating eggs was wrong during our childhood, that you are not supposed to eat eggs every day, that they are terrible for cholesterol, etc. However, new studies affirm that this is not true, that you can eat up to 4 eggs a week and have perfect health. The nutritional contributions of eggs. Eggs are a highly nutritious food that provide high-quality protein rich in essential amino acids with a low caloric contribution, 75 calories in a medium-sized egg. This food can be one of the primary sources of cholesterol in the diet, approximately 200 milligrams in a medium-sized egg, with a low contribution of monounsaturated fatty acids and low amounts of saturated fats. Besides, its bioactive components possesses antioxidant, antimicrobial, and immune-modulating properties with potential health benefits. In summary, an egg has proteins of high biological value, minerals, vitamins. In addition to this, there are false popular beliefs surrounding eggs that associate them with characteristics that do not correspond to their nutritional value. The egg is more nutritious according to the color of the shell. It has more vitamins according to the intensity of the color of the yolk. The yolk color is mainly due to a carotenoid pigment of the zooxanthellae type that does not act as a precursor of vitamins. Ingesting the crushed egg with shell serves to take advantage of calcium. The essential nutrients in eggs are protein, vitamin B12, vitamin B2, and niacin. It provides more than 80% of the recommended intakes. Their main nutritional advantages are their great culinary possibilities, alone or as part of another dish, and the quickness of its preparation. It is also a food that is widely accepted by human groups and at different stages of life. Also, eggs are an essential source of the carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin, which have antioxidant properties that may protect against macular degeneration, a major cause of blindness in old age. They are also a great source of lecithin and choline, a nutrient that plays a role in brain development during the fetal stage. Is it dangerous to eat too many eggs? Most healthy people can eat up to 7 eggs a week without increasing the risk of heart disease, says cardiologist Francisco Lopez Jimenez on the Mayo Clinic website in the United States. Several studies have shown that eating 1 egg a day can prevent some types of heart attacks, said the specialist. A 1999 Harvard University study that analyzed 115,000 consumers over a decade concluded that eating an egg a day would not increase blood cholesterol. Eggs are the primary source of fat at breakfast. These are not the type of fats we should worry about. We should be more concerned about saturated fats, as discussed in other videos. That is the warning issued by the Public Health System (NHS) in England, which recommends reducing consumption of foods such as sausages, ham, butter, and oil, which have a more significant effect on the amount of cholesterol in the blood. For those who already have high blood cholesterol levels, it is best to limit egg consumption to 2 to 3 per week, dietitian Margaret Brown of the Mayo Clinic in Arizona, USA, told BBC Mundo. The downside of eggs. However, not everything is favorable if we talk about excessive egg consumption, as it has several drawbacks. Fat is also one of its components, and that is why it is often related to increased cholesterol in the blood, which could lead to heart disease. The negative parts could be summarized as follows. The egg white has some components, such as ovomucoids, which can act as anti-nutrients. Fixing the biotin, the enzyme used in several organisms' metabolic processes of the different food mechanism, prevents its correct absorption. The egg white also contains a trispin inhibitor, an enzyme of the pancreatic juice, and by this reaction can negatively inhibit the processes of protein absorption. Both substances interact with heat, therefore you should cook eggs for consumption. Sporadically eating raw eggs does not produce alterations, but regular consumption does. Eggs are one of the foods with the highest cholesterol levels in their yolk, after viscera, so it is advisable to limit their regular consumption. It is advisable to substitute 2 egg whites for 1 yolk when making an omelet to avoid high cholesterol intakes. You will also take advantage of the excellent nutritional qualities of the egg white without losing the typical yellow color that characterizes this product. It is essential to know that only 80% of the weight of an egg is edible, i.e., of an egg weighing 70 grams, only 56 grams will be edible. That is essential to determine the quantities to use in culinary recipes. Nutritional information per 100 grams of weight. Calories: 149.9 proteins, 12.5 grams, fats, 11.1 grams, calcium, 51 milligrams, cholesterol, 500 milligrams, VB1, 0.10 milligrams, folic A, 25 milligrams, VB12, 1.7 milligrams. How many eggs can one person eat per week? People used to recommend 2 eggs per week, not to raise the cholesterol levels in the blood. However, we now know that the cholesterol level in the blood depends not only on cholesterol intake, but also on the proportion of unsaturated fats. Nowadays, if you keep a balanced diet in fats, you can continue to include eggs as the protein ingredient in your meals without worrying about your cholesterol levels. The diet of a person with diabetes can include eggs as a protein food. Specialists recommend 3 to 4 eggs per week. 1 serving of protein food is equivalent to 1 egg. In the 1500 and 1800 calorie diets, you can have 2 eggs in the second course. In the 2000 and 2500 calorie diets, it is advisable to eat 2 eggs in the second course, completing the rest of the protein food with other foods. Eggs to regulate our blood sugar levels. At present, the growing incidence and prevalence of type 2 diabetes are determining an ever-increasing contribution of this disease to morbidity and mortality rates worldwide. Faced with this reality, there is an urgent need to identify the modifiable risk factors that influence the development of this pathology to design individual and population interventions to modify the habits and behaviors of the population. In this sense, an unhealthy diet, considering both the total energy imbalance and the types of food or overall dietary patterns, have been identified as a determining factor in developing type 2 diabetes. Although some studies associate diet, nutrients, nutritional, and specific nutritional habits with chronic diseases, they have been shown sometimes contradictory results. Taken together, this evidence has led to recommendations regarding foods or dietary practices that protect or promote the development of different risk conditions and associated diseases. One of the best qualities of eggs is that they are rich in protein. According to the ADA, American Association of Diabetes, people with diabetes can eat eggs without issues. The reason is that an egg is a rich source of protein but low in carbohydrates, so it keeps blood sugar levels stable. The problem comes when we talk about cholesterol, since it is abundant in eggs, but there is still no consensus on whether it is harmful. However, people with diabetes should keep strict control over their cholesterol since heart disease is a risk factor. Blood cholesterol levels harm health, especially in terms of the development of cardiovascular diseases. However, it is not proven that the increase in these levels raises through diet. Eggs and cholesterol. The fact that eggs are rich in cholesterol caused them to have a bad reputation for many years. However, new scientific studies have shown that eating foods high in cholesterol do not directly affect your blood cholesterol levels. The genetic aspect is much more critical than the dietary aspect of the threat of cholesterol to health. And when it comes to diet, the most dangerous foods are saturated fats. If you have diabetes, you should not abuse the intake of eggs. The current scale recommends that a person with diabetes consume less than 150 milligrams of cholesterol per day. An excellent way to eat eggs without worrying about cholesterol is to eat only the whites, since all the cholesterol in an egg is in the yolk. There are many alternatives in both restaurants and grocery stores to consume only the whites of the eggs. However, we waste the yolk, a rich source of nutrients such as vitamin A, calcium, and omega-3. Can you eat eggs for breakfast if you suffer from diabetes? Many experts recommend that people with diabetes eat a maximum of 4 eggs per week. If eating only the whites, you could even eat twice as many. However, the way eggs are cooked must be taken into account, since it is not the same to eat a boiled egg as an egg fried in butter or vegetable oils harmful to the health. Cooking eggs in the microwave is easy, fast, and does not add any fat. We also have to be careful what we serve them with, as they are often filled with cold meats with a high salt content that is harmful to health. Eating a boiled egg is a good option if you have diabetes. It will provide you with proteins that will increase your muscle mass and overall health without affecting your blood sugar levels. One quality of protein is that it delays the absorption of glucose, an excellent thing if you have diabetes. A smart move for people with diabetes is to eat protein both at meals and as an occasional snack. Prepare your eggs in an omelet accompanied with herbs or vegetables. Remember, there are other alternatives to the traditional chicken eggs, such as quail eggs, which also have a high nutritional value. You can eat up to 3 quail eggs in one meal. Quail eggs contain lysozyme, which is a natural antiseptic. Now that you have this advice, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. If you want to have full access to a revolutionary system to overcome diabetes naturally, click on the link in the description below. Your new life can start today.